Hey guys, Itaewon Sammy, Sri Lanka Sammy here with our good friend and local celebrity Desmond. He is the driver for my family, for my parents. So he lives locally here in Negombo, and what I wanted to do today is talk to you about how the crisis here in Sri Lanka is affecting locals. Okay, so Desmond lives in Negombo.
No,
Katunayake. So that is very close to the airport. That is the airport. We live in Jayala, which is about 10-15 minutes away south of Katunayake, the airport area. So it's a small town. How big? Small town. So not Colombo.
No.
No, not size. No. Okay. So about how many people would you say in the city?
City එකේ ටවුන් එකේ දෙනෙක් විතර ඉන්නවා. 50,000. About
50,000 people.
Yeah.
So small town.
Yeah.
Small town.
But not for Sri Lanka. It's a
Oh,
little,
okay.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not everybody who lives there permanently. They sort of move around.
Okay, excellent. So we have like three main crises here. Political crisis, which is really not affecting us out here in the countryside. We have the financial crisis, which is affecting inflation and getting items, shopping, buying things, etc. And then the fuel crisis, which is affecting diesel, which powers the buses, petrol, we call petrol here, which is gasoline for the cars, and LPG, liquid petroleum gas, which is used for cooking. So we don't have gas lines like we did in Sri Lanka, in Korea, or in Canada. They buy it in a gas bottle like they do in the Philippines or in Thailand, and then they connect it up to the house. And those get used up. So those are not available because the country cannot buy the liquid petroleum gas from overseas to import into the country. So it's being rationed. So let's talk about very quickly, ask a question. How is the financial crisis, the inflation affecting your community?
ඔයා මේ තියෙන තත්ත්වයේ මේ මුදල් ගැන හරිද බඩු වැඩි වෙන විදිය සේරම ඔයාගේ පවුලේ ඔයා දන්න මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ඒ සර්කල් එකට කොහොමද ඒක එෆෙක්ට් වෙන්නේ මේ පර්සනල් ඒවා කියන්න ඕනේ නෑ නිකමට කියන්න
just in general
කියන්නේ
is it as bad as what the news is saying, or is it just a little difficult?
මේකයි මේ නිවුස් එකේ කියනවා වගේම හුඟක් මේ දරුණුද නැත්නම් සාමාන්‍ය දරුණු it is
සාමාන්‍ය අතර තියෙනවා නමුත් වටපිටේ ඉන්න ගොඩක් අය අමාරුයි අපිට සාමාන්‍ය අපි ඇදගෙන යනවා නමුත් ගොඩක් අය ඉන්න අමාරු අය
his family is managing but then there are other people in the out of their circle that is finding it very difficult in with the current situation.
What I've been reporting is it's affecting the very lower parts of the society that we're struggling to begin with and now can't manage. The follow-up question is, he's managing for how long can they continue like this?
දැන් ඕගොල්ලන් පුළුවන් සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට යන්න ඒ වගේ කොච්චර දුරට කොච්චර කාලයකට යන්න පුළුවන්
කියන්න බෑ
කාන්ද
ඒක බොහොම ළඟ නවතින්නත් පුළුවන්
it can stop quickly or it can continue.
No, what I meant is how can his family and group, how long can they hold out?
That's what she's saying.
Okay. It's unknown right now. Unknown. Because Desmond's job, he requires fuel for his cab to run around and do business as well. So without fuel, can't do business. Yesterday, or on the weekend, as you guys know, you watched my video, I went to the beach town and I took a tuk-tuk, a local tuk-tuk. And on the way there, the guy's tire blew. And I know he can't afford to buy a new tire. It's like 500 to 1,000 rupees for a tire and tube, right? 1,000 rupees?
No?
No?
ටයර් එකක්
Tire and tube.
Tire and tube for a
Kia.
three-wheeler.
ටයර් එකක් 1000 වලට තියෙනවා.
Yeah.
ටියුබ් එකක් 800.
Yeah,
So
1,000.
I gave the driver an extra 1,000 rupees
Yeah, it's okay.
because I knew that he went from my home all the way to the beach, and then he had to come back, and his whole trip, he made no money because he had to, what the money he earned from me pays for his blown tire plus the gas that he used. So I gave him a little bit extra so that he has some money, because it's that desperate right now in some places. Now the second question I had is the 3 gas shortage. So first gas is the diesel gas, diesel fuel for the buses. Is that causing problem?
Diesel එක නැති නිසා බස් වලට එහෙම problems එනවද?
ඔව්.
Yes.
How?
The buses are not running.
So,
කොහොමද?
Maybe give an example.
150ක් අඩුයි private buses. 150ක් අඩුයි.
Okay, 50% of the private buses are not running. Yes.
CTB
The CTB, the local one, is running. So
Has there been price increase?
වැඩි වෙලාද price එක
නෑ
වැඩි?
අර ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ළඟදී වැඩි කරානේ.
ඔව්.
ඒ වැඩි කරපු ගාන
Yeah,
තමයි.
they from the original price they have increased it and just left it at that. There have not been any further increases.
Okay. And is this affecting people going to work or anything like
මේක
that?
මේ බස් නැති නිසා වැඩට යන්න එහෙම මිනිසුන්ට කරදර තියෙනවද?
තියෙනවා.
Yes, because it's lack of buses.
Yes,
lack of
what I've
transport.
been hearing in the news is that the buses are running, but not as many.
Yes.
And there's less of them, and when they do run, they're super crowded,
Yeah.
super packed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
නියු කියන්නේ
50% like
Yes.
the private buses, only 50% are running.
Yeah.
Others are not.
And
running.
even then, what we talked about this before, the blue buses, blue and white buses are the private buses, and the red ones
Right.
are the government buses.
Yeah.
And when they were running at 100%, it's about 60, 70% private buses and only about 30% government buses. That's how many buses are off the market, is a huge chunk of the buses that were running. Second thing is the fuel, petrol. We call it petrol, which is fuel for vehicles. How is that affected?
Petrol නැති නිසා ඒක කොහොමද ඔයගලන්ට effect වෙන්නේ?
So what we have heard in the news is that every day there is long lineups. But what I have seen is sometimes there are lineups, sometimes there are no
Okay.
lineups.
මෙයා අහන්නේ petrol නැති නිසා ඒක බදයක් කොහොමද බද වෙන්නේ ඕගලන්ටයි ඔයාගේ පවුලටයි ඒව මේවයි.
දැන් මේ මම මේකට අමතරව යනකොට මෙහි ඉඳලා මම දැන් දුවනවානේ ට්‍රීවල්.
ඔව්.
දැන් අපි හෙට දවස ගන්නකොට දැන් හෙට මම ට්‍රීවල් එක දුවනවා නම් 3.5 hour ඉන්නෝනේ පොලිමේ. එතකොට මට දුවන්න තියෙන පොඩි වෙලාවයි. ඊටසේ ආයෙ ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නෝනේ මේ මොකද 1500 මට ගෙවන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ දෙන්නේ. ඒ 1500 ඔක කිලෝමීටර් 100ක් කිලෝමීටර් 80 යනකොට ඉවරයි. ඒක මට හයර එකක් දුව ගන්න අපිට ඒක හැමෝටම තියෙනවා.
Okay, what he says is now he has a day off, right? He has to go and stand for about 3 to 3.5 hours in a lineup to get the petrol. He can only get petrol for 1,500.
500, yes, I saw
Okay,
that.
and then when he runs in that, doesn't take that much, then he has to go later in the evening or whatever. If he wants to run towards the night, he has to go and stand in line to fill up again. So
So
the
since-
margin of
yeah.
him traveling, the margin of him working is very small,
Small.
very narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
fair.
ඒක මේ තෙල් ටිකක් අපි ගන්නවා නම් පාන්තර එකට දෙකට ගිහිල්ලා තමයි ගහ ගන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් අර විදිහට ලයින් අප් එකක් තියෙනවා.
If you really want to then get the petrol, you have to go early in the morning, around 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and get a place so that you don't have to
Wait as long.
Wait as long.
I've seen in the news they reported like small vehicles 1,500 rupees, large vehicles 5,000 rupees. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you can take, and they won't fill up cans
Yes.
or bottles. They will
Yeah.
only fill up the vehicle for this short period.
Cans වලට දාන්න දෙන්නේ
නෑ.
නැහැ. ඒකයි.
Yeah. And then the final thing is the liquid petroleum gas, LAF gas we call it. How
And
is
litro.
and litro.
Yeah.
That is the gas used for cooking, as well as kerosene gas for cooking. Some people use
Yeah,
kerosene.
okay, so there
How
are-
is that?
Okay. දැන් මම අහන්නේ gas. gas නැති එකයි.
Kerosene.
කෙරිසින් භූමි තෙල්.
ඔව්.
භූමි තෙල් පාවිච්චි කරනෝනේ උයන්න. ඒ දෙක නැති නිසා ඒක කොහොමද ඕගලන්ට එෆෙක්ට් වෙන්නේ?
ගෑස් එක නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. භූමි තෙල් අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ.
They don't use the kerosene, but with the gas, yes, there is a problem because
ගෑස් එක ඉතින් එළියට මම ගෙදරින් එළියට යනවා නම් මමයි මල්ලි. ඒකට ගෙදරින් කෝල් කරන අර ඒකමද මේ අපි ඉතින් හොයන්න ඕනේ
yeah,
ඒකට.
so they have to go looking. That now, but then ඔයාගේ sister-in-law business එකක් කරනෝනේ
කරනවා.
කෑම දැන්.
ඔව්.
නා ඒක කරන්න හුඟක්
ආமா
අමාරුයි
දැන්
දැන්.
දරවලින් තියෙනවා.
Yeah. Okay. So his sister-in-law does a business of supplying food, like in the afternoons. Now she's finding it very difficult because there is no gas, so she has to also use firewood,
Firewood.
right? Which
Yeah.
is very inconvenient
Yeah.
and long.
Mhm.
That's right. So
So, from the three gas situations, which one is the worst?
then gas තුනෙන්ම හරිද?
Petrol, diesel,
petrol,
LPG.
භූමි තෙල්.
නෑ උයන
උයන
ගෑස්
gas.
එක ඒ තුනෙන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට මොන එකද වැඩියෙන්ම කරදරේ?
පෙට්‍රල්
Petrol.
and gas.
Both.
Petrol and gas.
Petrol and gas.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a walk into the city, and I'm going to show you guys the actual lineups for the two at the gas station. One is for petrol, and one is for diesel, because the tuk-tuks use diesel, right?
Petrol.
Petrol. And then the cars obviously use petrol as well. We call it gas. In Sri Lanka, they call it petrol. So we're going to take a look at that video. I want to say thank you, Desmond. I appreciate you talking with us today. And if anyone wants to donate, please click the donate button or look at the link down below. And any monies that are donated, we're going to purchase food from roadside farmers, and we're going to buy food from local producers so that it supports the families of these local people. So, like for example, if I get $1 I can buy 300 rupees. I can buy one coconut or a couple of mangoes or a couple of some bananas and something like that to support a family. And 300 rupees is quite a bit. They can buy 1 kilo of rice with 300 rupees that can feed 2 kids with 1 kilo of rice. So that donation will feed a family for one day. So please continue to watch, and we'll follow up the video next. Thank you. Thank you to my mom for translating. Sri Lanka Sammy, I'm out.